I'm sitting here thinking, and sometimes like thoughts come onto me, and like, okay, so I think about reparations, right? And I was thinking about reparations unto a nation, right? And how do you give reparations unto a people? I mean, how do you go back to Wounded Knee and fix it? You can't. I mean, and these are natives who look 7 generations ahead. How do you go back to the Civil War? And how do you go back to the civil rights movement or women's suffrage and say, here, all you people who died for this, and all you people who suffered through the past for this, or all unto your nation, unto your race, unto your religion, unto your who, you cannot say to these people, I will give you reparations. Okay? It just don't make sense. We've tried things, and excuse me, oh my gosh, and some of these things have been good ideas. Um, they've been taken in the wrong context, and often they've been deconstructive to the community. And I, as a mulatto man, and you guys are going to be like, okay, and yeah, I'm half black, so I would fall into the black category. So if I got a job because of that, the special a thing where they were giving Afro Americans jobs in these certain fields, and a white man who knew more was taken out of this job so he couldn't provide for his family, that wouldn't be right at all. Now, the fact that you're giving a reparation to a race of people is an honorable thing, but all you did was create dissent. Now, what a true reparation of to the people would be directly involving their community in reparation, in making their community better. So that's each and every place. That's every ethnicity. That's every nation. That's every race. Okay, you make a better community because that's all you can do. Now, if you rich people, the 1%, don't hear me saying that, and the other 99 hear me saying that, then and I'm talking to the ones who are even like my dad's age, okay? Back in the 80s when everything went from you could get a steady job and take care of your family and everybody was like pretty secure, and if you went out of a job, for 3 months or 6 months, you'd be okay. And then it turned into everybody had 3 weeks in the 80s, late 80s. Everybody had 3 weeks so they'd lose everything. That's how we did our spending, our money, our consuming. And so, I say this is like, there needs to be a reparation in the community when it comes to the financial welfare and the social welfare of the community as a whole. So, if you hear me saying that, then reparations unto a race is not appropriate, but a reparations unto an entire community supporting all those races. Now, I will say upon this that you have rural areas, you have ethnic areas, you have racial areas, you have impoverished areas. Now, I just included about all the white people, all the black people, and the yellow people, and some brown people, and some red people, and a whole bunch of people who's pretty poor. Or living, from that three week thing. I'm just saying we're all Americans, and we give reparations by making a better community. Like 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 a lawsuit, man. You go into a lawsuit and you speak unto it. All right, I don't want reparations for. I gotta put you down. All right, let's talk about this, right? Let's say I got hurt real bad in an accident. I want reparations for what this has done to my body and the fact that I'm 46 years old. I'm at the peak of my career. My education is at its highest level that it's going to get, and I'm able to basically make between $60,000 and $80,000 a year, maybe even more down the road. This is inflation, going to treat me like that. So at this point, if someone were to pay for the rest of my life by taking it from me by having an accident with me, right, hurting me in such a traumatic way that I'm consistently moving like that. Here, I got to move anyways. That's why I hold the camera sometimes, is I have to walk and talk. I really don't like walking over here. Let's go over here, guys. So anyways. Well, reparations, man. So let's say, and then people would count up the beans and count up the money and what can we spend and can we get away with and what can we lie about and what can we use as evidence and what is, and nobody says, hey, look, the truth of the matter is this man, he's able to do this. And I've shown what I can do at, like, working at 60%. And that's pretty much, I work 40, 50 hours a week. My feet really, really hurt. My legs really hurt. I had a big, massive seizure pseudo seizure, excuse me. Big one, flipping on the floor, doing the backwards crab thing. Scary when I do that. I had to tell this little kid I was doing the wiggle worm. I swear to you, this little kid was like, "Mommy, what's he doing?" And I hear all this because I'm thinking, I'm trying to control my body, but it's out of control. So I'm busy thinking, and I'm like, "Oh, there's a scared child in the room." So I'm like, "I'm doing the wiggle worm. I'm doing it." I swear to God to you, I'm in the middle of senior and disabled, and and Willamette Street in Eugene, Springfield, on the floor, massively twitching up and down. And when I can, I'm telling the kid I'm doing the wiggle worm, so the kid don't get scared. Yeah, but the adults, they freak out. But anyways, look, man, so reparations. It's like, how do we create reparations? Well, first and foremost, we get real with who we're supposed to be. So I'm about as real as a motherfucker can be. I'm just going to say it, as a brother can be. I'm real. I don't lie. I don't need to come at you sideways. I come straight at you, or I don't come at all. And I ain't trying to get no game. I'm here for one reason, and y'all know my reason if you read my stuff. So we begin this reconciliation and this reparation upon our streets, upon our communities. And how do we do this? Well, it comes down. First, that we recognize suffering. Second, that we acknowledge that we play a part in making this suffering, the end of this suffering, to end it in any form that we can. By doing this, we create a better community for ourselves. We create a better community for our children. We create a better community for all of us, brothers. You know what I mean? And it's from the very worst of us, to the very best of us. I'm saying, just stand up for what you believe in, man. This is real, real old. Mine is older. My original one, paperwork's around here somewhere, is 2000. January 2001. It's the original Maltese cross that I put on my paperwork. But anyways, that's a different story. Reparations, where do we go? Well, how do we start? Well, let's see. What I do is I'm a voice for the homeless. I'm a voice for the people who are addicts. I'm a voice for people who are in Lane Community College. I'm a voice for the children. I'm a voice for the brothers. I'm a voice for G's upstate. I'm a voice for people who want to get it straight. I'm a voice for somebody who wants to come home. I'm a voice for a lady who's been beaten. I'm a voice for a man who's beaten them. I'm a voice of a man who has beaten them. I'm a voice who's walked with God and realized that violence is wrong in all forms and all ways. And the worst form of violence that I ever did was that I did to my loved ones. It's reparation of understanding of ourselves, So what do I do all my time? Because I can't work, I work. I mean, like, I'm actually with a SCORE meeting today and I'm like telling them, yeah, me and Rabbit, this is a little rabbit I got, we go running around town, and I'm not going to get him. And we try to make kids laugh, and I'm selling, I carry these with me. And I give them, I talk to the moms, and I play with first talk to the moms, show them my shirt that says Chef John and all that, who I am, and Google me. In other words, you can find me right here. No hiding, right? And then I talk to the kids and play with the rabbit, and I talk about the program at the same time. And I sell the program, and that's one of the things I do. And, and pastor don't know how much work I'm putting in. They ask me, like, are you, like, yeah, these are things I can do, and these are just small little. These are just small little projects, And imagine if I was healthy, So we talk about the reparation of our life. Yeah, I'll get up in a second. All right. So we talk about the reparations of our life, and we talk about what we can do for our community. So as one man who's basically handicapped and is about to be paralyzed, excuse me. Yeah, everything lets loose. I got jokes. You know, who goes through stages of paralysis, who goes through massive pain and suffering and realizes there is no, like, the possibility that there is life close by. Yeah, we've found this, but we've also found that the possibility of me being paralyzed is also there too. So I don't like really, you know, like worry about either one of them. Yeah, I'm the guy. If you sneak up, I will sock you. Sorry, I've apologized before. Don't sneak up on me. Don't get real close. All right, now start. Reparations, all right? You know, reparations that we devise in ourselves and how we make a better community. So I talk about all these things, and I'm going to lay it out, man. As I laid it out to some people, it's like, look, here, this is what I'm here for, man. First, for the children, and second, for the lost souls who've gone through this, like, through the insurrection. The insurrection was, we've had a whole lot of terrible stuff going on in the street for the last 30 years, and we all know what it is. And it's not just a drug war, it's a theft, it's all twisted up stuff that's been going on, right? There's right and there's wrong, okay? And I'm a G, and I'm old school, but I'm also a brother, and I know what's right and what's wrong, all right? I ain't gonna steal nothing from nobody. If I give you my word, you got my word. If I tell you something, it's motherfucking truth. That's all there is to it. That's how I roll. That's how I am. That's how I always be. You know what I mean? And the last thing I'll do is ever go like that unless you're touching a child or a woman the wrong way, or you're abusing an elderly person who's like can't take care of themselves. Then you might get a little bit of that or that. There's a bug over there, and you know, I'm just trying to stay limber. Look, man. What I'm saying is, stand for what you believe in. Give reparations unto the community now. Now. While I can still talk, while you can still hear me, the best I can do is give you a little bit more of what we can do. Because these hands and these minds and your hands and your minds and combined and together and in trust, but somebody got to step forth and like draw a line in the sand, say I've had enough of certain things. So this is how we make reparations. We say we had enough of this. We recognize the suffering. We begin to devise plans to do something about it. We gather the people to do it, and then we do it. The 4 parts of the nonviolent action plan written from the Birmingham jail are by Martin Luther King is to realize that there is an injustice, make negotiations at changing the injustice, purification of all people before they go into the nonviolent phase of the fighting against the injustice, the marches and such, where they were beating and dogs and all that stuff, and that was the action. So the same thing, man. You know, we recognize the suffering. We're talking about it. We're fixing it. We're ending a certain war. And I'm not going to say it because everybody gets thrown off by it. I'm going to say, look, there's been something going on in the streets for 30 years. And if you read my piece up, Fire, you'll be like, no way, really that happened? They did that to everybody, even you white folk who had no idea. I was the one who got in there because of my color. I got into places that the white folk couldn't see. Nobody could see what I could see. And what I saw was what happened. You gotta look. So, as you look at that, then look into yourself and say, how do I become strong enough to step outside and be a part of this? Okay, that's dragon. That's you go inside and you eat your dragon. Be brave. If you're really brave, eat it. If not, deal with it piece by piece. If you're a warrior, a soldier like me, a G, if you think you're a badass, read Piece of Dragon. And then come back in a year or two and talk to me and see who you are. All right? That's all I got to say about that. Look at me now. All right? I'm alive. But it wasn't the tastiest thing I've had in my life. but sure as hell made me strong as a lion in the spirit. And when it comes to the body, man, you may be able to break my body, but you may be able to break my bones, but you will not take my dignity. Mahatma Gandhi. So this is where we are, folks. This is Chef John, aka Thor, man. I am Thor. John Arthur Ernst. R and Thor. You know? Reconciliate. Give unto your communities. If I can do it and be handicapped and do it like in so many different ways and so many different moments and all through the day and joyously and do the wiggle worm for the kids. That's why I said I do. And then the lady over there in the corner helped out. Everybody else freaked out, but one person figured it out. The kid was scared. And that was the most important thing in the room. Out of all the 15 people, not me, the kid was scared. So we played wiggle worm. That's how we got to look at it, man. We got to look at what is suffering and how do we end the suffering by making a better community. So everybody in that room learned a little bit something today besides myself and the child and the mom. They all learned that there's a better place to be besides in consistent fear of what's happening. Do something about it. Take action. You know, make a better community. Sometimes you can't take action at the point always, but you can along the line. Every once in a while, you gotta be a soldier and stay in the line. Yeah, wait for it and bring it. Peace up, Thor.